All right, guys, welcome back to Above Ground World News. It's the 16-day forecast night. Man, we got some strange storms going on. So we're going to have to dig deep into that. I mean, we got some stuff defying the laws of physics. Anyway, we're going to hit some headlines. Then we'll jump into the forecast and all that crazy stuff. Let me see here. I don't even know if I got this stuff in order. Let me pause this just so we're not using bandwidth up. So we got 6-foot waves coming in on Lake Michigan going into Monday. Now we know that these, starting today and into Monday, expected to churn waves up to 6 feet high along one section of Lake Michigan shoreline. Forecasters are warning people about the possibility of flooding in coastal areas. Shoreline dune erosion and pier swamp by high water are all the concerns today into Monday, stretching from Grand Haven south to Indiana border, according to the National Weather Service. So yeah, man, you got a lot of water up there already. All right, and you know, we know this weather warfare that's going on here in America. We know it's going on down in Australia. It's also going on over here in the UK, just like we did. We know when we read the documents on the electromagnetic weather weaponry that they can make it rain 10 times more than normal. Now all these storms everybody's been getting are getting 1 month's worth of rain in one day. We're getting 10 times the amount of rain for each storm. So just another dot to connect between all the electromagnetic shoes to create these weather programs. We've also had 1 dead and 6 injured in Dallas crane collapse amid severe thunderstorms. So this thing crashed down into an apartment building. So it's pretty bad. Wow, look at that. And when you look at that thunderstorm, man, it's just crazy. It's defying what it should be doing. So it's pretty crazy. So we had more, well, I don't know about more, but we've had 3,000 dolphins have just washed up on the coast of Peru. All the dolphins here in the last 3 months. Who's been out there the last 3 months? The military ships. You know, they say this could be from gas and oil exploration, which they do use the acoustic sensors and stuff. But man, when you got military weather modification boats out here dropping bunker fuel, that's killing a lot of stuff too. So not saying that's what the cause of this, but a lot of weird signs going on. They got a big ionospheric heater right there in Peru. So who knows, man? Bad things going on. Storms in central Oklahoma bring flash flooding, cause more power outages. Just going on day after day. 91,000 customers throughout the state were without power Sunday afternoon. So man, it's just it's not getting any better. And then this poor guy right here, this is crazy. This is what was left of a 45-year-old man's helmet after he was struck by lightning on his motorcycle. Now, man, it blew a hole in this helmet, and I think that's some blood and guts in there. I don't know, but man, that poor guy never probably knew what hit him. So that was probably a quick way out right there. We've also had Cinnabung explodes up to 55,000 feet. So we're getting a lot more of these volcanic stuffs going on. Had a couple articles on that. I'll put all these links. I got to move the links over. Now this was happening. Guests were told to evacuate Shelter in place at Six Flags. Magic Mountain as a 50-acre brush fire burns nearby. You know, if I got a fire coming at me, I'm not going to shelter in place. I don't know if that thing's like a laser beam coming down, burning a path like a tornado. So I'm getting the heck out of there. So the brush fire burning near Six Flags Mountain, Hurricane Harbor left guests in a panic after they were told to evacuate the smoke-filled amusement park. Then they were asked to shelter in place. Of course, they got to show the tree burning from the inside out. So it's about, by 3:20 today, they had about 20% contained. I mean, we got fires going on. I mean, it's really bad up in Canada. And I got a couple articles on that. Let me close that one out. Oh, here's another thing on that fire by the Six Flags things. So now temperatures in San Diego could hit 10 to 15 degrees above average. The temperature swings are just crazy here lately. Yeah, here's the sand fire. Yolo County wildfire grows to 22,000 acres, 20% contained. This is in California. 2,200 acres are burning. So it looks like the, look at that, they're showing the chemtrails right above. Cal Fire says fire moving at a rapid rate of speed. Well, we know when we go look at the worldview map, you're going to see they already sprayed the accelerants on there. They've had tons of rain, tons of snow, and now they're going to burn them out again. Now we got this coming out of astronomers warn about a possible lethal meteor shower in June. So we always get this Better-Turrid's meteor shower expected to happen this month, could lead to a catastrophic and fatal events on Earth. They theorize that the same event caused the Tunguska disaster in 1908 might happen again. You know, might, may, maybe. But we will definitely try to film this one. I got the observatories pretty much ready to go. I just got to get up there and crank everything on. So we might have to check into that. And then we got this, let me get rid of that. Check this out. These people are so dumb. The NPR, they come out, we all owe Al Gore an apology. More people see climate change in record flooding. Man, I'm so sick and tired of these so-called activists that cannot comprehend that this is climate control. So, yeah, just ridiculous. I'm not even going to go through any of their article because it's a bunch of nonsense. All right, so we got to check out this storm that popped off here. I mean, this is crazy. Let me loop this. Just check this out. Now look at this storm. Everything is flowing like the wrong way, man. The patterns have completely changed. Like they did like a 180. Pretty crazy stuff. But look at this storm gets sucked in this way. It's going the opposite way of everything else. And these are right where all the trails were sprayed. We can see the aerosols being deployed in the storm. I mean, look at this thing just shoot straight south. Shooting straight south. And then all of a sudden it just goes haywire. And a new one pops off even stronger. And then they all merge together. I mean, look at this. Radars at the same time. It's pretty crazy. So they have all these radars are just cranked high. That should be eating a storm. I mean, you got some weird stuff going on with these that we'll have to jump into. But the outflows are going like the wrong way. I mean, nothing about this is even normal. So we'll dig into that here in a little bit. Get that paused. And we definitely got it up on here. Let's just check the watches and warnings. So we had tons of tornadoes with this system, and coming out of San Antonio, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Quad Cities, Illinois. We had a tornado warning around 5:06. Tallahassee, Tennessee, earlier in the day. But here's this radar, man, and the outflow was going the wrong way when this thing first starts to loop. So you got this crazy storm coming. There's the outflow. It should be, hooking this way, and then all of a sudden it goes the opposite way as you get these other storms. We'll try to dig into this a little deeper here in a little bit. I think we'll go ahead. I was looking at checking the winds from that, trying to figure out where these winds were going to hit Lake Michigan. We just go one day here to see where, yeah, so you're definitely going to have some strong winds up there. Well, we said that a couple days ago when we looked at the forecast. These were going to be wind events. We might as well go ahead and jump into the forecast. Let me go ahead and loop this through real quick. I want to see this right here, make sure there's no developments down in the tropics. So I'm just going to run this through real quick. And then I'll zoom in on, yeah, we got a little system that keeps trying to form down there. But nothing to worry about right here in the immediate future here. So let's go ahead and check out the United States. But welcome in, everybody. Much love out there. I haven't been able to look at chat, so much love out there. Thanks for joining us, whether you're here on the D Live or the Twitch or Facebook or YouTube. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and check this out. We're going to go through the 16-day forecast with the GFS model. Then we're going to check out about 7 days on the Canadian model. And then we'll kind of factor in the weather engineering as it comes. But this should give you a good 2-week heads up, 16 days for what's coming. The weather plan. So here we go. We're going to go into Monday. More storms fired off for Texas. Heavy rain. Detroit going up into Canada. This is where you're going to have your wind event and heavy rain. More flooding for the Great Lakes. And all through the east to southeast. So that storm is going to kind of stick around a little bit too, man. So that's not good. Look at that thing, just keeps hanging around right there. So then the whole east coast is going to get in on the flooding rain. This is going into Tuesday, June 11th. Everybody, it's going to be pretty quiet for just a short amount of time as this system just floods its way out up over Boston all the way out, man. I mean, look at this storm. This is a wind event too. This goes all the way from the Gulf of Mexico all the way up and around up to the Arctic Circle. Looks like here on Wednesday we got a chance for severe weather right there at the border of Minnesota and Iowa. Take this up 6 hours. Yeah, that's going to be like a little cyclonic thing there. Kansas City is going to get into the action on Wednesday. And it actually gets even worse going for Wednesday, later in the day Wednesday. You got heavy rains going into Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota. It's going to track right up over the middle of Wisconsin. Yeah, that's going to be a wicked little rainmaker there. So you guys are going to get some more mega flooding. Look at that pressure drop as it gets into Canada. And all in the meantime, you got quite a bit of rain going for the north part of Florida. A little bit of rain over there in Oregon. Yeah, that's like a land cyclone there. So here we are going into Friday, the 14th. The storms are going to fire up in the same damn place they fire up almost every day except for today. They were all in a straight line a little bit farther to the east, but look how wicked this storm looks. Super heavy rains. This is Friday, June 14th. And it's going to actually shoot down. It's going to go the wrong way again. Well, that one looks like it's going to be pretty short-lived, but it looked pretty damn powerful, so heads up on that one. Then going into Saturday, the 15th. Watch out for tornadoes up here in South Dakota, Nebraska, Colorado. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty wicked little storm. Pretty good low pressures. Tracking straight east and then right back up into the same parts. This looks kind of like this is going to be the new flood zone. Wow, more severe weather right where we don't need it. On next Sunday, 7 days from now. Here comes another land cyclone, the rain bomb. And this thing's going to track right across, going right back up in the northeast again. I mean, this could be one wicked flooding storm right here. Look at that thing. So, mega rain. Another, 6-8 inches of rain per storm, in hours. So, here we are going into Monday, January 17th. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of a dip in this, so this is going to kind of change the pattern a little bit. But super heavy rains. The north's going to start flooding. I mean, look at that. These guys are going to get flooded. I mean, they're just flooding the whole damn place out right now. Still there. So the whole day Monday, that storm is going to be up there. And look, the pattern kind of shifts. This must be one monster high pressure they're going to be working with. Totally dipping everything down. The next super bad severe weather is June 18th. This is Tuesday. We're getting into the purples. We're looking at, that's showing feet of moisture just within a 6-hour period. Another quick dive, but it's going to keep on popping up in these same areas. So it's going to take this high pressure quite a while to get out of there, which is going to be bad for us, because here we go, more flooding going into Friday, June 21st. And then going into the 22nd, the whole upper northeast, a little bit of severe weather right there in Missouri. That's one thing that doesn't make sense is when these storms come through, it should stabilize the atmosphere, but it don't. It takes their tongue speaker. So yeah, look at this. So finally the high pressure goes out, and so now the rain can start back out up here, way up in the north. In the same spots, Oklahoma, man, you're a big time target this year. Kansas, Oklahoma, big targets. So this takes us all the way up into June 25th. So you pretty much can see, write down all the dates if it's in your area, and we'll just see how that goes. Let's go ahead and check the Canadian model. And this one don't go out to full 16, but it goes out pretty far. Let's go ahead and kind of run through this one a little faster. This one's showing a pretty severe storm for tomorrow down here in Georgia, South Carolina, so heads up down there. Yep, showing all the heavy rain going up into the northeast, man. Big time flooding and wind event. Look at that snow, man. That's like a blizzard up there in Canada. So I'm just going to kind of cruise through this. There's the next cyclone on the land. Really don't have to watch this one real. Just kind of eyeball it, make sure nothing really crazy pops off. Super heavy rain, same areas over and over. Whoa, look at that there on June 19th. That's going to be a tornado maker probably also. Heavy rains. That's looking like 10 inches of rain just in that one storm. Let's go ahead and check the total precipitation amounts. Alright, so here we go. We'll just go up 6 hours at a time on this. You can see where the target zones are. You got Georgia, South Carolina, the East Coast over here in Detroit, definitely a target. Texas, Kansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, going right down through the Ohio Valley. So we're looking at, just here in the next 90 hours, some of these are up in the purples. That's 5-6 inches of rain. We used to get, a half-inch rain per storm. Now we're getting inches per hour. Inches per 15 minutes, man. It's pretty crazy. So, oh, I know what. We're on the Canadian. I need to put this on the GFS. All right, let me back this up, because to me the GF models are looking a little more accurate. When you get to the tropics, sometimes the Canadian models are a little better. But we'll see here. Here, I'm just going to get up where we was there. All right, so here we go. Yeah, we're seeing right over Wisconsin, Michigan, Iowa, super heavy flooding. Hey, thanks there, Super Dave. Down here in Georgia, parts of Florida, looking at 3 inches per rain every 6 hours. And then over here, here's a big time monsoon rain bomb right there in Texas. It's on the 14th. So yeah, that's just going to keep building up. Looks like you're going to get a little bit of break from the heavy moisture for a few days down in the south. But it's coming. Here it comes. So as we take this all the way up to full 16 days, you can see where the targets are. Missouri River, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, Michigan, north part of Michigan. We got all this is probably going to be snow up in there. So pretty crazy. No hurricanes or nothing like that yet. Haven't looked at the any of that stuff yet. I just wanted to check real quick here, just make sure we haven't got nothing popping off right now. Still having the storms in Texas. All right, let's take a quick look at the worldview map. Now we know they have been spraying non-stop over here off the coast of California. And I'm trying to see if them are ship tracks or if yeah, there might be some more ship tracks. And I wanted to look down here off the coast of Peru real quick. All right, yeah, you got an ionospheric heater like right in here. Couple scatter radars right there. I think that's right there. So the aerosols continue over here in the west coast. We zoom in on these pretty good. You can see the big fat liners going right over Santa Rosa into Sacramento. San Francisco's getting it. Salina's getting it. Let's check the layers. Yeah, they're getting bombarded here off the coast. Started out pretty clear till all these guys come through, and then you got the other ones going the other way there in Nevada. Oh, here's another big time target zone. Look at Oregon. So heads up for fires. It looks like they're spraying the accelerant on there right now. That's mega spraying. Going all the way up into Washington. We just had the military drills up here. They're spraying way out here off in the Pacific. I mean, we got to keep our eyes on these things. Yeah, look at that, man. That's just so targeted. Completely targeted aerosol deployments. I mean, that's undeniable right there. Right up to the center of Washington. up into the fire zones up in Canada, BC, Alberta. You got spraying going on in Utah, Nevada, Phoenix, New Mexico. And this storm, man, this wicked storm that just popped off, this is pretty crazy. Let me change the layer here. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Look at the shape of this cloud. We had blue skies here in Kansas City. We had the white puffy clouds. It just in a matter of minutes, man, you had this giant Kim fog bank come through. And look at this. Hopefully, can you see this point right here in the cloud? I mean, that is not normal. And look, when you really zoom in, you got a big X, lines going across here. You got triangle shaped clouds going the opposite way, man. These look like, it looks like a missile going through there with spray coming out of the back. So they were heavily aerosoling this storm. And that's part of the reason why it went backwards. You got 90-degree turns in the clouds. I mean, this thing is just not normal. Not normal whatsoever. So yeah, crazy cloud formations right there. I mean, that is just, that's not a stitching error either. That's the actual clouds along with the chemtrails. Hey, thanks for running along. Much love out there. What do we got going on down here in Florida? Another man-made little system down here. Popping off. Aerosols being deployed over South Carolina. All the way up into Kentucky. We see the aerosols all up around Ontario, man. All over Ontario. Going all the way down in Toronto. Into Pennsylvania. Into New Jersey, New York. And wow, look at this spraying operation out here off the Gulf of Maine. Tons of aerosols out here. Didn't start off too bad. Look, they were coming out of Boston or going to Boston. So yeah, they had perfectly clear skies in some of these areas, and then bam, you got blasted. Spraying up here in New Brunswick. And you really can't see what's going on up here just because it's so cloud covered. I'm sure if we zoomed in and let it load, we could find more. Well, we also, what we do is, you know, we can see the difference in the clouds to find the aerosols that are being deployed. We know it's not water vapor. I mean, we've provided so much evidence, it's not even worth providing anymore because it's all there. Then we can take a live map like this. This isn't live, but it's pretty live. And then we can actually see the aerosols being deployed into the storms. And I'll find one here. We got, you know, aerosols being deployed here. Let's go over to the West Coast. Like we know all these spraying operations over here. Let's see what they look like when we zoom in on them. Yeah, I think that I-29's closed indefinitely. They don't have an open date for that. So let's go ahead. We'll let this load a little bit. And you're going to see the long lines and the tic-tac-toe patterns and the grids. These are the weather engineering planes. These are the ones spraying all these different lines. If these planes weren't up here, there wouldn't be any clouds. They're creating all of this as fake, man-made synthetic cloud. Look at this. I mean, they were just going to town over here. Like, that is a major spraying operation. All of California. Like, I'll even zoom in a little more just so you can see the scope of this. Here, we'll try Northern California first, then we'll go down a little bit. Hey, thanks there, Rose. Much love out there. Thanks whoever I missed out there. Much love out there. I know I missed somebody. But hey, sorry if I missed you there. Much love. Yeah, so here's the northern part. Look, they're spraying all over Utah, Nevada, and then here comes the heavy aerosols over Northern California. It's not done loaded yet, but you can see they were nighttime spraying over New Mexico, or over Nevada, Utah. Then here comes the super heavy, the C-130 spray right there, loading up the sky. Look at that, one after another after another. And it gets worse the farther south we go. Let's go south a little farther. Check the central California. Central and Southern California, it's just going to be way worse. Just got to give it a second to load here. Alright, so it's just going to give it a second. It's just taking this one's taking a while to load. So the spraying operation, look, it's all over Utah, Nevada, Colorado. But I mean, look at this. This is so undeniable right there. You actually have a plane that, and then does a complete left turn right there, like a 90-degree turn instantly. Hey, thanks there, Bamboo. Yeah, Bamboo, yeah, make sure you guys watch Bamboo's videos too. So look at that, man. We could probably, I don't know, did you document that, Bamboo? I didn't get to see what you read there here. Oh, thanks there, brother. So yeah, man, mega spraying. I mean, this is just insane amount of spraying right there. The air's got to be toxic out there right now. Like I said, if there wasn't any of these aircraft, there would be no clouds. Also, a spraying operation even farther south. So just let's go ahead and check up here in Oregon. Oh, what's some black lines right there? What was that? I can already see the aerosol. I mean, once you watch these maps for a while, you can clearly see the aerosols versus the real clouds. So look at this, all the spraying going on. This is all fake synthetic clouds up over Washington, Oregon. Look at these guys out here in the Pacific. Look at this. This is weather engineering. This is climate control. Here's your global warming right here. Here's your climate change right here. I mean, look at what is this super small grid right there. So mega spraying going on up here in the North Pacific. So we need to check the west and just see if the ships were out here. So let me see if I can go back to the continental sections. We'll have to check the mimic map and the earth null. All right, let me put this on the microphysics just to see if we can see the ships. There's a couple of them, just a few down here that I can see so far, down here off the coast of Bajas. It's pretty strange because a lot of times you'll see the bunker fuel being deployed and then you won't see no chemtrails over here unless they're doing the double whammy. But down here in the Bajas, we had aerosols being deployed day after day after day. and there was no ship tracks up here. Then all of a sudden the aerosols quit. Then we had a massive shipping operation all out here in the Pacific, and it's died down over the last couple days. So they're probably refueling the bunker fuel. All right, well, that one's loading. Yeah, this storm don't even make sense right here. I mean, some of these storms are running the opposite ways than they should be running. When you look at all the winds, and that tells me that they're being pulled by the electromagnetics. I mean, that's just ridiculous. All right, let's go ahead and check. Might as well check the Earth null while we're here. We make sure we're on the right date. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and check the let's find out where this cold air, like we got this mega cold front. So let me check the temperatures up here in the polar region, see if we got an atmospheric heating event up here that caused this. I'm gonna back it up a day. Just kind of backing this up to see if we see any signs of a heating event. So it might take me a second here. So nothing like we've seen during the polar blast, the polar vortex crap that they did back in December. All right, let me go ahead and get it on now. So there's a little bit of a heating event going on way up here in the ionosphere. So now I want to go ahead and check the jet streams. Yeah, when you look at the jet stream, man, that storm comes straight down and then took a left turn and merged with 3 other storms. It went against the winds of the jet stream. Let's check the vortex layer. This is the scalar field. That storm went against the winds. Let's go down about 850, about 4,000 feet up. So here's the winds it was following. So when you know, that's pretty crazy. That storm shot straight down and then the left. So this shows it. Normally a storm would come down here and then get sucked up and go out. This one did a complete U-shape. And what is going on up here? These winds, I should have looked out here to see if they were doing the bunker fuel way up here in the Aleutian Island chain. That might be where they're at. We might have to go back and look at that, because that just does not look right there. All right, let's go ahead and check the ocean. Just looking for any kind of monster waves. Got pretty good waves there off the coast of Australia. Looks like we're okay on that. Go ahead and check the sea surface. It's all looking pretty normal. Go ahead and check the anomalies. I'd say the El Nino's not going to happen. A lot of cool water down in here. All the hot water is up here off the coast of Alaska. All the heat anomalies. Then here's the other heat anomalies right where all the aerosols are. This is where all the bunker fuel was deployed. Then, of course, you got Fukushima. Wow, it's really changed. Over here, this usually is really hot up in here, and it's not. It's actually being overran by the cold. That is odd. Let me check some here. Let me go back like a few months. I just want to see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks like a normal pattern. So something funny is going on, man. We're getting a bunch of cold water pushing the channels out of the way. It's weird. What the heck? Let me look at the currents here. Put it back on now. So they're actually almost changing the ocean currents. That is pretty odd. I need to start watching that a little bit more. Yeah, I was trying to go back up. I seen somebody ask a question about the clouds, but now I can't find the question. I'm sure somebody in chat can help you if I don't see it. Yeah, I couldn't find it there. Hey, thanks there, Snuffy. Much love out there. Yeah, Bamboo, he helps us more than anybody out there. Him and Christy, man, they're like clockwork like us, man. They're here every night for everybody. Much love out there. So look at this, all this carbon monoxide. We had the methane leaking out of the sidewalk up here the other day. So we got pretty bad air quality. A lot of this is coming from the fires. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of fires going on up there, but there still is. Still got fires down in Mexico. Mainly them are probably just aerosols. Congo's on fire. Yeah, the only storm cyclone I've seen might be going up right up the coast of India here in a week or two. But other than that, didn't see any kind of development like that yet. And let's check the carbon dioxide. Wow. You know, it's pretty crazy that the air quality is actually getting better, especially with all the volcanoes going off and stuff. I mean, it was really starting to freak me out about a couple months ago how light colored the whole earth was. We were starting to get some darker colors. So the highest carbon dioxide on the planet is down here in Southern California. We're in the blue. So better check your air quality. You probably need a respirator. That's pretty bad stuff. Look, it's worse than China. It's worse than India. That's the highest spot on the planet right there in the West Coast. Is that where all the tent cities and stuff are? I'm not sure, but then people are going to be in the air the whole time, so. All right, here we are looking at these sulfur dioxide mass, and when you look at this map, if you can see these long straight lines, these are the shipping lanes. These are, you know, the normal shipping routes. And what's pretty crazy is storms can follow. This is like the bunker fuel, but not as bad as the bunker fuel. But it leaves the shipping lane lines from the sulfur dioxide. But all the heavy metal particles coming out of these ships are making these storms more electrified. This is another form of the climate control, is these shipping lanes. They're pumping out these sulfur dioxide. I mean, you can go to any of these countries and see their shipping lanes. I mean, they stick out like a sore thumb. And let's go ahead and check the PM 2.5s. All right, so we got, you know, a funky hot spot there off of Louisiana. That's where the dead zone is. You know, could be from fracking. Is there a fire down there? Let me take a quick look at the worldview map down there. So right there we got the sun in the way. So look at all the flood waters changing the color. You know, it could be algae bloom down there, but look at the flood waters coming out into the ocean. That's why that's all brown. So you got toxified water leaking into the ocean from all these floods. Man-made floods, mind you. All right, so we're probably done with this. I know we had like some solar wind or something coming in. I didn't really look that up. All right, let me look. Yeah, let's look at this for a second, see if anything we need to look at. Yeah, so the radar's going completely nuts right there in Texas. That radar right there is just completely fired up. Got beams coming out of Louisiana. You notice the military radars, they're not pumping nothing out right now. Wonder why. Our Bloomin' Onion up there off the coast of Oregon in Bloomin'. You can see all the solar farms and wind farms. Yeah, that outflow didn't make a bit of sense in that storm. So wow, got a lot of like water generation going on down there in Louisiana. You notice our cooling towers aren't doing anything down there in Texas, and we got some kind of crazy storm there off the coast of. Wow, that's just doing some. We got weird stuff going on all across the map tonight. So why we are there? Let me go ahead and check this one more time. Okay, yeah, we're good there. I just want to go look at this radar down here. Hey, thanks there, mother of many. Much love. Good night there. Yeah, we're about done here. Whoa, I wonder if that's a solar thing there. Yeah, I'm falling asleep too. We're almost done though. All right, so look at this. What? See, I knew something was going crazy with this thing. So there was no rain around this radar, but man, this radar is doing things it shouldn't be doing. So we had what appeared to be rain. Then we had a flow that was going west, but then a flow that was coming in from the east. Can't wait for this whole thing to load. So you can see right there the next rad ate away. If that was moisture, it disintegrated it. And then it just started going haywire. Like it looks like it's creating a vortex of wind. We need to look at this on the base velocity. Something is odd about that. Yeah, but everybody needs to, man, these floods are going to be with us for a long time. So, I mean, that's going to be like part of our everyday life for probably the next 4 to 5 months. And then next year, we're going to have, you know, food problems, trying to get food, going to be super expensive. Man, that's some psychedelic. Yeah, they're trying to create like a vortex with this thing. Oh yeah, yeah. It's the bats. It's the birds. These ain't birds. Whoa! Did you see that? All right, that was like a something when David Miles did a test down in Australia. It made the radar do that, but completely blasted out. Watch right in the center. Look at that. That I've never even seen on an American radar before. So that was pretty strange. So right coming up right there. That was pretty crazy. Wonder if I can pause this. I can. So let me try to pause it on that signature, and we'll take a screenshot of that. Let me get it where it was here. Now it's gonna take me a while to cycle through this thing probably. So that's definitely some electromagnetic energy, some microwave energy, and radio frequencies. That's more than radio frequencies to create that signature. Right there, look at that. That's pretty crazy. Got plenty of wide beams, black beams, green. So that's pretty wild right there. I think I'll take a screenshot of that for future documentation. Wow, where's my little deal? Wow, I can't find my, oh, there it is, way over there. All right, we got that one saved. Uh-oh, we got a new warning. Oh, just severe thunderstorm, San Antonio, Texas. Let's go ahead and click that. Yeah, I did. So we got severe thunderstorm warning for Kinney County in south central Texas, Edwards County, Valverde County, ping pong ball size hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Pretty crazy. Like every storm has 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That must be the limit of these next rads or something. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's just do a few frames on that one. Yeah, we'll end with that montage again, just the first part of it. Oh yeah, microwaves being shot out of this sucker big time. Which I don't think I have that loaded. Let me see if I even got the hamburger guy loaded.
Hey, did you know that weather radar can show things other than storms, like here in this example? And this is actually something you'll see pretty often in the early mornings during spring, summer, and fall. You ever check?
My question is, have you tested the rainwater? And if you haven't, have you seen the results of our rainwater tests? And also, are you aware that many of the people sitting in this room right here have very high levels of barium, aluminum, and strontium in their blood? People are getting sick and dying. And we want the ADEQ not just to give us a little speech today, but actually to maybe perhaps speak out against it if you know it's going on. And if not, I would suggest you do a lot more investigation.
The app to check the radar, and there's all this weird, just, blue stuff all over the radar. That's all rain down toward the south. But what is this? This is ground clutter. Let me explain what that means. It's basically you're seeing bugs, maybe a few birds, and some bats also, but there's a reason why this happens.
Out towards the Topeka area, look at all of this. Uh-oh, that's got to be snow, right? Because it's so cold outside. No, believe it or not, on Doppler radar.
What you're seeing there in the middle of the eye here, this is the eye of the storm where it's pretty quiet, so
hamburger
you wouldn't
man.
expect there's going to be any rain there. This is actually birds.
So I'd like a comment on, one, the rainwater, what's in it, and two, what's in our blood. And if it's not coming from geoengineering, is it your responsibility to investigate that and tell us where it is coming from? Thank you.
Yeah, birds actually showed up in the middle of this hurricane, as they often do. We saw this with Hurricane Arthur a couple years ago. This is a product that shows you how similarly shaped everything is, where you see the red colors, you got a lot of similar things flying around like rain. All this blue stuff here is, you know, a mixture of birds, maybe some feathers flying around. This product shows you what shape things are, okay? And basically when you see these kind of higher colors here, like the purples and the white, showing up like that in there. Very, very interesting stuff.
When we have these earthquakes is the birds. We can see this. So what I want to do here, I'm showing you radar here for the last couple of hours. See how it's quiet? This was before the earthquake. Watch behind me as all of a sudden you start to see all of that. What that actually is the birds taking flight.
For coastal, we're in one of these bands. This is about as nasty as it's been. We had some bands like this last night. Well, this morning we were not on TV. It was the dark hit.
And two, what's in our blood. And if it's not coming from geoengineering, is it your responsibility to investigate that and tell us where it is coming from? Thank you. Does the ADEQ have the ability to take a position on this and investigate?
Getting sick, and I didn't know why. And I did go to my doctor, and he had some question on how to order these specific tests for heavy metals. And when the results came back and they were really out of line, he said he had never seen anything like it in his life, and he didn't have a clue what to do about it.
Generally in the warmer months, and generally very early in the morning before the sun comes up. Okay, so when skies are clear, the temperatures at the surface will get pretty cool. When you have a cool layer of air down at the surface and warm air just above that, we call that an inversion, and it tends to affect how the radar beam moves. Now, normally a radar beam shoots at a little bit of an upward angle. So the farther away you get from the radar site, you're seeing data from higher and higher up in the air. In this case, with the inversion in place, very early on in the mornings, you tend to see that radar beam kind of shoot back a little bit toward the Earth. It can affect the way that the beam refracts, and that's where all the birds and the bugs and all that stuff are. They don't go above that layer. So that's why you see that, because once the sun comes up, then all of a sudden, you know, the radar beam goes back to where it belongs, above that layer.
Doesn't it bug you when rain pops up on an otherwise beautiful day? The sky is blue and suddenly this starts showing up on radar. So here you are in Southern California and you think, maybe I better head inside. And this was a puzzle that was really bugging some local meteorologists. If there's nothing dark, dreary, or even wet outside, how do we explain this large green blob? Well, the answer is actually quite lovely. If you're scratching your head a bit, let me explain. A weather observer discovered what was actually caused.
So it was a weather observer that thought that them were bugs, and they went with it. Them aren't even ladybugs. Them are Japanese beetles. And then you got the hamburger man with the skinny jeans on and the tennis shoes. You know, it's just nonsense. Anyway, guys, much love. Heads up for everybody in the path of these storms, in the path of these floods. And, yeah, like there would be, you know, hundreds of miles of, it'd be an invasion, like locusts, man. It would be like an apocalyptic sign if you've seen that many bugs in the air. Anyway, they've all gone nuts. They get paid to lie to us. You know, they passed the propaganda thing back a while back so they can lie to us and not get in any trouble for it. So that's what they do. And then we got to try to dig out the truth. Anyway, guys, much love. God willing, we'll be back here tomorrow with Rise. Here we go. Maybe. If you don't like rock and roll, turn it down. If you do, crank it up. Sit it. Much love out there.